So good morning, Tagalam. Felipe again here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the part two of the critique I started yesterday. I just thought I was gonna finish it up pretty quickly. Just take a look at the product page, see what can be done. As we only took a look at the homepage, and then I'm sure we can have an even more holistic view at the end of what this shop could do to attract more people, convert better, and become a better brand. That sounded poetic. Whether it made the gods of design embellish your day. So let's pick a picture, product here, right? So chondroitin pulver, for instance. I've heard it's good for the articulation, like the chondroitin pulver. It's yeah. Well, I'm not gonna even try to justify the pronunciation. So, anyways, we're on the product page, and if you've had some experience with commerce, maybe you're gonna be noticing a couple of things, and you're gonna see some things that are good and some things that are not so good. So, for instance, let's just scroll down once. Okay, and then if we go back, okay, cool. So first thing that I notice is like the different types of pictures or the different formats of pictures. Let me write this out. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. So, different types of pictures, which is this here, this here, and at the very bottom that I can't reach right now, namely I meant the little gradient, in the back. It's like, we have again, let me show you one more thing. So we have two different border radius, border shadow, right? So that's the strength of the shadow. As you can see, for example, here, it's pretty strong, right? And if we go to the similar products, it seems different, right? And then the gradient, that's entirely unnecessary. I would just change it through by like a light gray, like F7, 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 something like that, to be more subtle and not start to mess around with gradients, because gradients can be a blessing, but they can also be a curse. Like on this theme, just doesn't fit, like the image. If I just go back to the homepage quickly, so we have gradient here. Do we have it somewhere else? Let me check as an example. If you go to Vital Inputs, no, we don't. Distance versus. No, we don't. So, if the gradient itself were a sort of motif throughout the website, then we could incorporate that in a better way, but just to play with it and do like gray, not gray, stronger shadow, uh, easier shadow, it just, you're starting to confuse people, and that's the last thing we want. So I'm gonna go back to the, I don't know, we can pick something else. They all look the same again. This is another point that I had mentioned. Too much uniformity, too much simplicity. Like, how about, let me come on. So, too much simplicity. And by that I mean the of the pictures, they all look quite similar, right? And there's an argument to be made to, of course, take pictures of the same products, especially on white background, in a consistent way. But I think the issue here arises more from the packaging itself, because if I take a look at it, it practically doesn't differ, and so people cannot easily spot, okay, what's the difference between these products. Let's just go to ashwagandha, or click here. There's a comment. Okay, cool. Okay, so I mentioned the pictures. Now, one of the most important things are, just one second. So yeah, we were talking about the title and subtitle. I lost my train of thought because I just had to pick up a call. Um, One thing that is really, unnecessary, for example, okay, let's go through it. So we have the Healthy Day Nutrients. That's just the name of the brand. It's unnecessary to repeat it on the product side when you are your own brand and selling just products from your brand. Just takes up space, which could be used in a better way. So takes up space, unnecessary, necessary. Yeah. Unless, of course, you have a bigger store with different brands, etc., then there is an argument to be made there. But generally, you don't need this. What I'm missing here are breadcrumbs. They could be, for instance, they could be here, like right on the top of the. There you go. Yeah, I'll just put a breadcrumbs there. It's very good for navigation for the user to navigate, especially if he is not too familiar with your brand or with what's going on. Let me just check one thing. So, yeah. Okay. So I wanted to talk about the menu in the header, but that's going to be more of a general picture. So just the product info for now. So, okay. So we have here what it says is including taxes and shipping is calculated during checkout. That's a total conversion killer because it's like the customer doesn't know what to expect. If he's gonna be suddenly asked to pay 50 euros more, right? in checkout, then he's gonna hop off, So you gotta be transparent with this and you gotta be clear. So I would say in Germany, if it's for Germany, for example, so in stock in 1 to 3 days with you. Yeah, like this job, just a very very abstract translation from the German, but it's kind of like personalize the message, talk to them as if they're like a conversation partner, family, friend. Like here in terms of sales psychology, like the entire color psychology is off. I already mentioned that on the homepage, for instance, right? The colors for catching people's attention, for instance. And then we have here, okay, then we have weitere Bezahlmöglichkeiten. This is useless. It's something typical of Shopify, like remove this. Again, it takes a space, does nothing. Remove this. Okay, cool. Then let's go to the it's good that we have a sticky container on the left, but the text is a little too texty, like we gotta have something that is more clear and that actually steers the eye to the right direction. So for instance, we can work with icons, bullet points, and or even visual content, and or visual content, such as indeed like pictures and images and everything else surrounding that. And it's not going to work always, of course, because it has to fit the structure, the hierarchy has to fit the brand, right? Then again, another design tip here is like there is no hierarchy, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So there's their hierarchy. What it means is that we like to emphasize the most important information. Doesn't matter how, right? We should emphasize it so that it pops out, right? And the customer can see, okay, these are the most important points. These are just the supporting points. That goes together with the bullet points, using bullet points and using a better structure to convey that information, right? And then we have like some very generic, like we have, so let me just write this down. So this is generic and horrible. For the DACH market, right? I know it functions a little differently in the US, for instance, but here, if it's about like generic stock trust icons, that also always say the same thing, like made in Germany, from 50 euros, safe payment with Visa, etc., etc. So that is way too generic and it doesn't say anything of value, you know. So that also goes for the payment icons. Payment icons are good in DACH market, but especially, but not here. It's too far from the CTA. Should be close to the CTA, but too far from CTA, right? And then we have this little Titan function here, right? That's counterproductive. I've done maybe ABC tests with this, and just doesn't work on the German market, or on the mostly on the European market. It's just like people don't use it, and if they do, they are led elsewhere, and then they just abandon the site and abandon their potential purchases. So, and then we have the products that are recommended. There could be an automatic algorithm. Otherwise, I could also suggest to put like highlights and bestseller products here, you know, something like that. And then we'll get a filter. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do a third part on this just to go everything else again, just to finalize it because it's so much already, and I can't summarize everything. But I think I want to do a part 3 on this just to talk about the footer and the header at least, and then yeah, then I hope you get like, now we have like 26, 27 feedback points, and I hope it's together with phase 1, right? If you watch episode 1, great. If you didn't, then go back and watch it. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. May the gods of aesthetics embellish your day. And I would appreciate a follow, like, and thanks for your time. Cheers.